Check out this baby. Antique kraut cutter, cabbage slicer, whatever you want. I've already tested a cucumber on it. The blades are still pretty sharp. But Jenis' grandfather gave this to us. I looked up this patent number. The patent's from 1910. I have no idea what that means as far as production goes and all that. But needless to say, it's super old, super great shape. And I'm just going to clean it up a bit. The cucumber that I took over it kind of came out dirty. There were some very nice slices. I think it's sharp enough. I don't think I need to really sharpen it. We'll see what happens with that as when I run cabbage over it though. But other than that, tonight I'm just going to kind of take it apart a little bit, clean it up a little bit, get it ready for some food, and then maybe next week or something get some cabbage through it. But the cucumber slices, it did great. This is going to be one of those really cool old deals that's going to be very functional around here. I've already got half a crock of sauerkraut going, so I may just add more to it, or that sauerkraut's almost done, so I might do something else with it and then use this to fill it. I don't know, but okay. So we'll get a little closer look here. I want to take these screws off here and take these blades off. That's about as far as I'm going to dissect it tonight. It looks like if I wanted to, I could probably pretty easily tear the whole thing down. I'm not going to. You'll see, pretty cool. These blades here are adjustable. You can adjust how thick a slices you want on the back side by screwing these screws in. This is the back side of the screw that holds the blade in, and then the further you screw this down, so the further you screw that screw and that screw down, the more it makes the blade pop up. But anyways, we're going to take it apart. I would like to run, I'm thinking some sandpaper over this, at least the food surfaces, a little bit of sandpaper on this metal. I don't think the blades need to be sharpened. Like I said, I took a cucumber to it and it worked just fine. I mean, I might end up actually sharpening just a little. But I want to get a lot of this gunk cleaned out of here, get this track cleaned out. So one thing that is missing is the guard that goes on here. So I may work on getting something like that built to go into there. Anyways, let's just tear this thing apart, clean it up a little, and see what we get. See what we get. I'll probably clean the back sides of these blades too, just because kraut, cabbage will be, or any vegetables will be falling off back here as well. So this goop right here, it kind of looks like grease. It's actually a little bit of leftover cucumber from when I tried one. Doesn't really look like that though, does it? Okay, so you can see I just want to get this cleaned up a little before I run food across here. The blades look really good. I mean, I can tell that's pretty sharp. I could probably sharpen them up a little more. Maybe I will. I don't know. Feels a little. Yeah, maybe a little bit more. We'll see. So the only finer grit sandpaper that I have is off of a belt sander that ripped. Let's just do a little test with some of this and see what happens. I have some slightly heavier grit that is also off of a belt sander, but then I have some really heavy grit stuff, but let's just see. I really do not plan on going crazy with this thing. I just want to get it cleaned up a little bit. Yep, it's pretty sharp. Dang. Whew. All right, so I blew it. I cut my finger on camera. Can you believe that? Actually, I have to go look at the video footage and see if it was actually on camera. But I decided to go inside. I decided to wash it really good and hot soapy water and all that. And but the reason I decided to go in and do that is it wouldn't stop bleeding. I kept getting blood on everything. So I'm going to put a Band-Aid on. I laughed at Jenny. I was like, when's the last time I had a Band-Aid on? I'm always getting cuts and scrapes and whatever, but never have Band-Aids. So I was like, well, I should probably grab my work gloves. That might be safe to do because these blades are obviously pretty sharp. Well, I don't have a functional pair of like leather work gloves at the moment, and my current work gloves have some fingertip issues, which is where I had an issue. So we're going to drive on. We're going to keep doing this, and I'll have to pay attention. The way I had it going, laying it down on this workbench seems to be a lot safer. So let's continue with that. Okay, so not perfect. I've got these blades put back on. The screws are just set in here so I don't lose anything walking inside. We're gonna go ahead and go wash this, see how it goes, and see how it comes out. So let's go see. battery died last night before I could finish showing you what I was doing. It might be hard to tell. Might not be hard to tell, but it's pretty cleaned up. And then I did take some vegetable oil. I guess not even in the food surfaces. Very light coat of vegetable oil on here. So let's test it out. I've got to set these blades, so we'll do that real quick. We're gonna play. I don't know how deep I'm going to set them. So I'm going to assume we're going to need to loosen this side a little. Now for sauerkraut purposes, we really like a little bit thicker cabbage. I know a lot of people shred it pretty thin. We like it pretty thick. But we're gonna work on some cucumbers. Slice those up. The kids will eat cucumbers all day long. I could see where it might be a chore to get these all set right, or set how you want. So it's coming from this side. It also looks like I don't have the blades in right. I have to watch my fingers while I'm adjusting all this. I gotta keep that in mind. I'm gonna have to really play with this, I think. This side's obviously really raised up. And it doesn't seem to take much to adjust it. A little this, a little that. Nothing big. So normally, you would have this over a bucket or a bin or something, and it would be catching the cabbage or whatever underneath. So cucumbers, no big deal, just fall on the counter. So that was 1, 2. 2's a little thicker. So a little more adjusting maybe. The first blade is a little thinner. The first and the third blade are very consistent. The second one's a little thick. I use this again to slice a cucumber.
Wait,
try that.
What?
This.
How do you use it?
I'll show you in just a second. Okay, that was a little bit thinner one. Do you like it thicker like this or thinner like the one you just had?
Thick.
You like it thicker? All right. I think for our sauerkraut, the way we do it, I'd want it a little bit thicker as well. Okay, after some more adjusting, I'm getting them pretty good. The first one's a little thicker, but I'm getting there. It's very small, minute adjustments, but that's it working.
What piece is better?
Maybe I'll try a different piece.
Yeah, try a different piece.
Look how quickly this cucumber disappears. This is how you can get hurt bad.
Can I have another piece, Daddy?
The space is tasty.
Okay, why don't you guys try these? These look a little more consistent. There's still some thicker ones.
These ones?
Kids are also saying these cucumbers might have been on the counter a bit long. They might not be tasting the greatest. But what I will end up making for this, for doing some sauerkraut, is at least something that I can, maybe even just a board that I can hold on top of the cabbage and slide across so that my hands, I might go ahead and work in a safety deal here. I decided during storing, I'm going to put these blades all the way down. I would just hate for a kid to or me to accidentally do something, grabbing it or something. Probably be me that did it. So I'll put these blades all the way down during storage. And then I'm thinking certain pieces of cardboard, or it'd be really easy to figure out something to adjust these to. So I can have a standard, but for right now, we are just going to drop the blade all the way down. Looks like I got the front two unscrewed far enough. Maybe not. Okay, I did some playing around and I rearranged these blades a little so they lay flat now. The way I had them, there is a little bit of raise right here, but I still think it'd be awfully hard to cut yourself. But yeah, so those are all laying flat now, and we're going to find some place on a wall somewhere to put this thing because I love it. Just gonna screw these in just a little bit until there's a little bit of pressure, just so they don't fall out over time. Hopefully though, I'll be using it real soon. Thanks for hanging out while I don't know, I kind of messed around with this thing somewhat. I'm super excited about having this. I don't know if I'm more excited about actually using it, or if I'm more excited about Jenny's grandfather has, memories of this thing being used, and so using it again, or even just hanging on our wall. It's awesome. Jenny and I absolutely love this thing, and it will be fun to shred some sauerkraut. I'm definitely going to put some kind of safety thing in play, because I easily cut my finger last night, as you saw, and this thing will take fingertips off. So I definitely am going to get some kind of safety something in place. All right, thanks for hanging out, guys.